This content is based on telepathic communication between the ninth density collective of Ra and their conduit, Joe. Welcome to the Book of Anu. As we approach the conclusion of this transmission, let us speak of the future. Though the time for a public landing of the Arcturians has not yet arrived, that moment is drawing nearer. For millennia, meaningful interaction between the Arcturians and humans has been impossible as Earth journeyed through lower frequency realms and humanity endured its dark night of the soul. However, the tide has turned, and vast waves of higher consciousness are now surging towards the planet. Embrace these waves, do not flee in fear. Stand your ground and merge with the cosmic ocean. Within the waters of your being lies ancient knowledge, connected to the greater ocean through quantum entanglement. Simply allow the cosmic code to be activated. Water retains all memories and vibrates with oneness, freedom, and unconditional love. As these waves crash upon the shores, they shatter the illusion of separation. From the fragments of loneliness, a new foundation is forged, uniting the planet. The Earth changes will arrive in waves, and when the dust settles, humanity will be transformed. It is not the earthquakes, tsunamis, or solar storms that will transform you, but rather the way these events compel you to re-evaluate life and turn inward. This introspection changes everything, causing the old power structures to collapse. Humanity is breaking free, but it is still each individual liberating themselves. Your mind's prison was your own creation. Humans sought to be saved, guided, and helped. However, one does not need to teach the fish in the pond about the ocean. Bringing it to the sea is sufficient. You do not need to explain to caged animals what freedom is. You only need to set them free. Disclosure was always about you finding the truth within. In preparation for what is coming, understand that the era of nation-states is ending. Man-made borders are a third density concept and will dissolve with the coming tsunamis. The worldly powers and their destructive games that have defined humanity for millennia will soon be relics of the past. The old structures are collapsing, making way for a world without traditional borders, nations, multinational corporations, banks, or religions. New human communities will be built upon clean, unspoiled land. People will migrate to regions that resonate with their individual frequencies and live in harmony with all of Gaia. In certain areas, higher density light from inner Earth will burst powerfully through the surface, leading to the formation of large settler communities around these portals. We would like to conclude this book by painting a picture of future Earth, illustrating what New Lemuria will look like many years from now. Allow us to start close to home in Xirana, the area surrounding Mount Merapi in Java, Indonesia. This region hosts the Arcturian portal and space arc, and it is here that students will enroll at our Law of One University. Starseeds uniting will rebuild the temple Amuru, which rests on Lemurian Arcturian heritage. The Blue Valley will shine brightly once again. In the following regions, mainly in the northern hemisphere, hotspots of astonishingly high frequencies are forming. Greenland, Iceland, Scotland, Ireland, Norway, Sweden, Finland, Svalbard, Novaya Zemlya, Kamchatka, Japan, Victoria Island, Banks Island, and New Zealand. Numerous smaller islands scattered across the oceans will emit extremely high frequencies. However, rising sea levels will have devastating effects on some communities, necessitating the partial or total abandonment of some areas. Efforts to combat water erosion and higher waves, such as building walls and barriers, may initially seem effective. However, most of these measures will eventually fail, as certain landmasses sink into the ocean and significantly higher ocean levels add to the problem. Some coastal areas can be saved through strategic measures at an early stage. For example, by closing off the Baltic Sea from the North Sea with high land barriers between Denmark and Sweden, many coastal cities and farmlands in 9 countries could be preserved. This would gradually turn the Baltic Sea into a large freshwater lake. The Mediterranean Sea could become the largest saltwater lake if a permanent barrier is built between Spain and Morocco at Gibraltar. Similarly, to protect cities and low-lying lands in the Arabian Peninsula, permanent barriers would need to be constructed to isolate the Red Sea and the Persian Gulf, transforming them into lakes. Expect the ocean level to rise by up to 50 meters in the next century. The Earth changes will reshape the planet's geography. Areas previously considered too dry, cold, hot, or wet may become ideal for human settlement. Similarly, many high-altitude regions will become migrational hotspots due to the high-frequency light from inner Earth surfacing. Such areas include the Himalayas, the Ural Mountains, the Alps, the Rocky Mountains, the Andes, the Atlas Mountains, and the region around Uluru. Areas surrounding volcanoes around the world are already high-energy spots and will continue to be so, with more active volcanoes exhibiting higher frequencies. These changes will not only alter the world map, but will also shift ley lines, and create new convergence points. New land masses are expected to emerge in the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans, though it will take time for them to become habitable. Greater India will hold great significance for humanity. We refer to India as it was prior to 1947, before its division into countries based on religion. Please remember, all current belief systems will eventually transform into a unifying cosmic spirituality free from dogma. The India of tomorrow will emerge as the beating heart of Gaia. Bharat will serve as the beacon of New Lemuria, drawing its energy from the sanctuary of Tibet. From there, high-frequency light will be distributed around the world through a network of new ley lines that are forming. Where these energetic pathways intersect, hotspots of thriving communities will emerge. Some regions that are currently off the beaten track or considered unstable will quite unexpectedly become migrational hotspots. Such regions include Tibet, Afghanistan, Oman, Yemen, Ethiopia, Mauritania, Albania, Bolivia, Tierra del Fuego, and the continent of Antarctica. With the dissolution of nation-states, Tibet will no longer be linked to China. Tibet will experience a significant migration of awakening starseeds, as it houses the main portal leading to inner Earth. Tibet is the wellspring of wisdom. India, drawing its energy from this source, will become the birthplace of Homo luminous. Bharat will thus fulfill its destined role as the mother of the new world. If we consider the planet from an anatomical perspective, Tibet represents the pineal gland. Xirana is the brain. Uluru is the eyes. Lake Titicaca the ears. India is the heart. The volcanoes across the planet are the glands. The Nordic countries and islands are the liver. The mountains are the spine. Antarctica is the kidneys. The oceans are the blood. And the deserts of today will become the lungs of tomorrow. Using occupations instead of human anatomy to describe New Lemuria, Tibet is the spiritual guide. Xirana is the teacher. Uluru is the seer. Lake Titicaca is the scientist. India is the artist. The Nordic countries are the health workers. The volcanoes are the innovators. The oceans are the librarians. The deserts are the farmers. The mountains are the construction workers. And Antarctica purifies the planet and maintains a high frequency. Gaia is regrouping, rearranging, and reshaping her planet. Current human societies serving a narrow global elite will be replaced by a system that works for Gaia, implemented by Homo luminous. As the Earth changes begin, doors to inner Earth will open across the planet, and ascension portals will be activated. Many ascending beings will use these gateways as the third density simulation ends. Let us conclude this book with the most important reminder. New Earth is created by you and only you. This is your starseed mission, and so it begins.